Yeah! Boom! Let's go! Guys, I'm really sorry if that was cringe. That might have been just absolutely cringe. Excuse me. Oh my lordy, Lanta. I had some steak, some salad, and some tater tots that I made in the air fryer, and it was so good. So good. What's going on, guys? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Today's video is going to be a very special video. This is day 4 of 30 of me trying to make a video every single day for 30 days. Almost forgot. Sorry, I got some tater tots stuck in my teeth. Oh, excuse me. There you go. All right. So basically, what I really want to talk about today is a mindset shift that I think is very important. So if you've ever tried meditation before, you might know of this, but if you haven't, listen up. In meditation, there is a technique called noting, okay? It's when you note thoughts that arise into your mind. So you'll be meditating and you'll be focusing on, let's say, your breath, the inhale, the exhale. And when you get distracted by your thought or your feelings, like whether it's a physical feeling or a thought that arises, you're supposed to note. And you say, okay, that's a thought. Okay, that's a feeling. And this is a really powerful technique because you're able to catch yourself when you get lost in a train of thought or feeling. And this is really important, especially for Nofap, because you want to be able to kind of catch yourself, like before you do anything, before you start like touching yourself or before you like get onto your computer, you want to catch yourself like, oh, I'm thinking about this. I need to try to go and do something else, okay? Now, that can be a video in and of itself of just like a noting technique. But what I want to specifically kind of talk about is like the victim mentality that is so easily, we're so easily capable of having. The human brain is so, it's in the survival aspect, right? So we need to be able to kind of look out for dangers. And with that to say, it can be really easy for us to stay inside of a comfort zone. So what ends up happening is our thought kind of turns ourselves into victims. Like, as an example, it could be like, oh, I feel so bad about myself. I'm lonely. Like, oh, I can't get a girl, like, because of X, Y, Z. And, I know, like, Bradley has a girl, or, this person has a kid, or it seems like this person or that person, like, has their shit together. Why don't I have my shit together? Like, and you kind of put yourself into this little box of like being a victim, like as if this world is so cruel to you or something is like not going your way because of this outside force that is outside of your control. This is just not a good attitude to have. And I think that this is something that if we're able to note and pay attention to, it can kind of like point us in the direction of change. So you kind of want to catch yourself when things like that are happening. So if you're like going about your day and you start to kind of catch yourself in this like why me type of attitude, you really got to check yourself and be like, nah, like I don't want to live like that. It's just not a good way to live. What you do want to do is you want to start to kind of use a thought process that allows you to actually put steps forward and to actually like do productive things. So if you start to kind of beat yourself up into this victim mentality, like catch yourself and try to like turn that energy into something else. Try to point that somewhere into something that's actually going to be positive for you. So, if you're being like, oh, well, this person has this and this person has that, why me? Kind of reshape that. And I think one of the first things that you can do to kind of reshape and reframe that mindset of the victim mentality is to be grateful for something. Like, instead of being, why me, I don't have this, I don't have that, or I have this going on, be grateful for what you do have. Maybe you live in a house. Like, you don't have to worry about where you're going to go to sleep tonight, or you don't have to worry about where your next meal is going to come from, or you don't have to worry about, like, maybe you have, maybe you don't have a lot of friends and you don't have, the career that you exactly want, but maybe you do have a job that kind of helps you put some food on the table, or maybe you do have like 1 or 2 really good friends that are good for you, or maybe you have your parents in your life, or maybe, you just try to figure out some things that you're grateful for. And here's what I don't mean, okay? I think a lot of people, what they try to do is they try to like turn that victim mentality into like, oh, I'm gonna be grateful for stuff, and then, that in and of itself should make me happy. But what you do is you try to reframe that mindset. You catch yourself, like, I'm being that victim mentality again. This is what I'm grateful for, and then be grateful for that. But it's okay to also be grateful for things and also want more. It's okay to feel grateful for what you have, but want more and want other things. And that's kind of like the direction of what you want to kind of go into. You reframe that mindset of being a victim, and you start turning that into gratefulness. And you want to become grateful. You want to be grateful for things. And, you acknowledge the fact that you do want more from life. And you start putting things into a schedule, right? Like tomorrow, let's say you're kind of going through this, you kind of relate to this. Take out a piece of paper, and this is a really good exercise. Write down what time you'd like to wake up. And you don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. You can if you want. You can absolutely do that if you want, if you find that you're the best at like an early riser, but have something set up to where you have to be doing something at 5 a.m. But if you've been waking up at like 12 o'clock, maybe don't wake up at 4 a.m. tomorrow. Let your body kind of like accumulate. So maybe it's 9 o'clock for you. Maybe it's 8 o'clock. Maybe it's 7 o'clock. Like for me, I think like 7 o'clock is a pretty good like middle ground of like still waking up early, but not waking up like too late. I think anything after like 8 o'clock kind of starts to become too late. But anyway, that's something completely different. Set up what time you want to wake up. So let's say it's 7 a.m. You write down on a piece of paper, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m. You do all that all the way until like, let's say like 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. or something where it's like around the time where you want to kind of shut off for the night, where you don't really want to like do too much. You want to kind of relax. You want to kind of go on your phone. You want to eat dinner. You want to like watch some TV. You want to go get ready for bed. Those type of activities, right? But you write down that, and you write down what you're going to do in that time frame. So let's say you're someone that's been trying to work out and you're trying to exercise and you just can't get it done. And you have work from 9 to 5. Let's just make an example. You're waking up at 7, well, then you should be working out at like 8 or 7:30. You might want to wake up a little bit earlier if that's the case. Maybe you have work at 10 or 11, right? So then the case is, but maybe for 1 hour, you decide that you're going to exercise. Maybe you're just going for a walk. Maybe it's to go and journal. Maybe it's to put logos on a t-shirt that you've always wanted to do. Maybe it's to make your first YouTube video. Maybe it's like, just do something. Even if it takes 30 minutes, just something in the direction of a goal that you want. And what this will do when you start working on these like little day-to-day tasks and you start to incorporate the behavior of working towards the goal, even if it's just something really small, it's going to give you this like positive feedback loop. And this is super important for Nofap because we need something to look forward to. Like we took one of the most pleasurable things away from ourselves, watching porn and jerking off and doing these things that send all these positive signals to our brain. We need to try to get that same positivity from something else. And then the only way to do that is to kind of reframe that victim mindset where it's poor me, I need to like fix my addiction, to I'm grateful for what I have. I'm grateful from the house. I'm grateful that I have a meal to eat. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to work out. I'm grateful for my age. I'm grateful for my health. Whatever the case is that you're grateful for, you become grateful for that and acknowledge, okay, this is what I want. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to gain 10 pounds of muscle. I want to get stronger. I want to start the business. I want to start that YouTube channel. Acknowledge what it is. Write down things on a piece of paper. Make your most ideal schedule. If you don't get it done the first day, well then, hey, just try it again. Please just try it again. And you will receive something for your fruits of labor that is outside the realm of a physical reward. Outside of materialism, like your mental state is going to be a lot better. You're going to be more proud of yourself. You're going to be happier with yourself. And that's going to ultimately help you change your habits and stop living the stupid victim mentality that is absolutely plaguing us. So guys, that's kind of the end. I'm going to get ready for bed. That's day 4 of 30. Tomorrow is day 5. Let's get it.